Hey guys, it's Anjani. Welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to make an unboxing video of the new MacBook that I got over Thanksgiving break, and I'm super thankful to be able to get a new computer because this old one I've been using since I was in 8th grade, and I think it was definitely time for an upgrade since I was losing out space on my old one, and then also I had this happen to it. So I definitely think it was time to get a new one. So I'm super excited. In today's video, I really wanted to show you guys how I set up my new computer and then also unboxing it. And as far as the setup process, I show you guys what kinds of stickers I put on here. I will also show you guys all the different kinds of customizations that I use on the Mac itself, so what kind of apps I download and what widgets I'm using and all the things that I think make me a better productive student. And I'll also add all the links of the things that I bought down below, so the actual keyboard protector and the case as well. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I'm super excited to get into it. Okay guys, so this is how my MacBook came. Let me angle it better. There we go. Okay, so this is my new computer. It is the 13-inch MacBook Air M4 chip, 16 gigabyte memory, and 256 gigabyte storage. Super excited about this one because my storage on my old MacBook was totally running out. So let's go ahead and open it. Okay, so let's go ahead and open it. So till then, I want to talk about what goes in this case. So of course we have the instruction manual, and we also have the charging cable here. And this one is different, I think, than the one that they usually give because it has one of the like longer charging strips. It's like it looks like that. So it's quite different than what the regular one is. And then of course the instruction manual, and then under that is the bigger charging block. So yeah. So this is what looks like when we open the Mac. Let me change the screen real quick. guys, so it's been a few days since I unboxed my new computer, and I think I've downloaded all of the apps and widgets and everything that I think I need to be a more productive student. So really quick, I'm just gonna come on and record my screen, and I think I'm gonna try showing you guys all of the updates that I've made so far. So looking at my home screen, I got a picture of these little roses or like flowers from Unsplash, and I'll link Unsplash below. It's this website where you can get basically you can just download any images that don't have like the watermark on them, so it's really nice and easy, and they have lots of cool desktop images that you can use for your own computer. I prefer that rather than using Pinterest because some of the image quality on Pinterest isn't as good. So that's what I have as my main screen, and then on the side I have a few widgets. I don't like to overcrowd everything, so as you'll kind of notice as we go on this video, most of basically how I like to set up my MacBook is based on minimalism because I don't like it to be too cluttered and it just stresses me out. So if that's something that you guys like, be sure to keep watching. But basically I only have 4 widgets over on this side. I have the weather, I have ChatGPT, and I really love this like charging widget because I really like to see what I need to charge before it runs out of battery, obviously. And then my calendar, in fact, I might take that part out though because I don't use Apple Calendar, I actually use Google Calendar, so I might change that widget later. And then basically I don't, as far as like the upper dock kind of thing, I don't know what exactly to call it. I tried keeping that one as minimal as I can as well. But basically if you go onto my little bottom dock area, I try keeping only the apps that I really use on an everyday basis on that bottom bar. Okay, so now I want to go into system settings and show you guys a few really cool features that I think are useful as a student, or like to declutter your screen and things like that. Okay, so the first thing I wanted to talk about is the section of desktop and dock in your Apple settings section. And I think this one's a really nice feature because you can make the dock as small as you want it. Mine was around this height, I guess, and then I don't like any magnification, so I have just turned that completely off. And then you can also change the position on your screen. I like to have mine on the bottom just because it's just easier for me. It's what I'm used to. But sometimes I used to have it on the right side as well. And then another thing I wanted to talk about here was that you can show your widgets on desktop and in Stage Manager. So you can also take them off and on if that makes it easier for you to see things. The thing I really wanted to touch on was display. So I like to have mine on the more space display setting, and this has truly been the biggest game changer for me. I think if you guys take away any one thing from this video, it's going to using like the more space button, because this is the default of everything, like without the more space, and it just looks so much more different. Okay, so that's kind of all I wanted to talk about in terms of like actual settings itself. And now let's go into apps because I think that is like the biggest thing. And for me, I downloaded quite a bit of apps when I was kind of like installing all of them on my computer. And so going into the apps that I downloaded Canva because I do a lot of kind of design, and it's really good for school and also like work things. Like if you're doing YouTube too, you can make thumbnails on there, so everything's just so much nicer on Canva. And then also I put in a bunch of like Excel and like Outlook and PowerPoint and basically like all the Microsoft Office apps for school again. I'm a business student, so I definitely use Excel a lot. I also downloaded some entertainment apps like Prime Video, Netflix, things like that. And then something that I'm really trying to get into is Notion, so I'm trying to switch over from Google Calendar to Notion Calendar. And then also I'm working on making my Notion a little bit more accessible and something that I can use on an everyday basis, but it's definitely going to take some time for me to switch over to that because I'm just obviously not used to it. And then of course I have Spotify on there. That's my favorite like music platform. And Neptunes is an app as well that I found out about, and it's basically like a widget for Spotify on your Mac because there isn't a widget for Spotify like regularly, so you have to download this. And I'm gonna put a widget of Spotify later, but I just haven't done it right now. And then one app that I kind of got prompted to download when I like entered the screen was this app called Typeless over here, and this one has also been super useful for me. It basically it's basically like ChatGPT, except it's all voice based and you can do it directly into a text box. So if you want to write an email, for example, you can just go into Gmail, open Typeless, and then click the FN key and just be able to kind of write emails with AI based on what you say. So it's super cool. And then that's basically all the apps that I really downloaded. I'm still looking into like new apps, but I think another app I really wanted to point out was this little Stickies app. This app is also super useful to write little notes or anything. So sometimes I just put it in the corner of my screen. Wow, I don't know why that one got so big, but let me try again. So again, you can just put a little sticky in the corner of your screen over here and just write stuff on it throughout the day. Another feature I think is super cool. I don't know if it's just with this exact Mac model or if it's been done before, but the iPhone mirroring feature, super cool. I think it's helped me a lot. And then another thing I think is pretty like useful is if you go into Google, you can go on Docs and you can open another tab of like Wall Street Journal, for example, and you can just take notes based on the two-sided computer feature type thing. So if you hover and you can like resize, so it's like super good for taking notes. So much for watching this video. It was super fun for me to set up my Mac and film it for you guys, and I've always wanted to do this kind of video for so long, so I'm super glad I finally got to do it. I think this is such a great investment to have, especially as a first-year college student. I know I'm going to be using it for like the next 4 to 5 years at least, and I really hope that in the comments you guys can recommend me like some new apps to download or extensions to use, things like that. I've also tried exploring new browser options potentially because I've always been a Google Chrome girl, but I think there's so many cool like AI browsers and things like that that are coming out, and I'm super open-minded and ready to try any of those different technologies that are coming out. I'm also trying to educate myself more about AI and how that's going to impact like how as a student I can use my Mac and things like that. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.